Sprinklers were still hissing when I spotted my prototype floating in a grey puddle under the gala lights. Everyone was filming. He stood there with a linen napkin pressed to his temple, performing shock like a minor celebrity. I knew then he hadn't just taken my design, he had taken the script and cast himself as the victim. The fire alarm had started during the applause, a shrill ribbon cutting through the polite noise of donors at the Maritime Futures Gala in Rotterdam. Half the room thought it was part of the show, some immersive piece meant to remind us that water is both a friend and a guillotine. But then a curtain breathed, then flashed, and suddenly shimmered with a line of orange, like someone had traced it with a blowtorch. The room moved in the choreography of panic, heels catching on carpet, the clink of abandoned glasses, emails composing themselves in the heads of insurance brokers. I waded in ankle-deep water to retrieve the warped acrylic hull that had been the heart of my year. The 150 model of a modular, flood-resilient housing unit designed for tidal towns with shrinking budgets and rising seas. It had the stupid name, Every Grant Makes You Mint, Adaptive Habitat Node, AHN, pronounced like a sigh. The sigh now felt prophetic. I picked up the base, and the little pier snapped off and drifted toward a photographer's boot. Behind me, a tall man with dark curls tucked his napkin tighter against his head and caught my eye like we were two survivors sharing a lifeboat. "Tomas," he said, "what a disaster." His voice was smooth and caught only on the name he used for me in emails designed to be forwarded. A soft vowel, a professional intimacy. He was the project manager on the Urban Resilience Program that had dined on my idea for 12 months, fundraised with it in Brussels on 24 April 2025, promised pilot sites in Zeeland and Kerry, then quietly cut me out of the press releases. His name was Jonathan Becker. American father, German mother, raised in Hamburg, trained at ETH Zurich, skin that always looked as if he'd just left a sauna and had opinions about humidity. I met him last year, on 12th of August 2024, at a lecture I gave at TU Delft about low-cost buoyant foundations. He stayed afterward to ask about the math, not the vibe, which I loved. People often wanted the vibe. He wanted torsion limits, barge width constraints, supply chains. He was good, almost distractingly good. He always knew which slide to hold on, which word to leave in a memo, so it felt like the only honest thing in a forest of promises. He could listen to a fisherman and an investor in the same afternoon, and make both feel like the room had been built for them. When we began drafting the grant application for the EU Urban Adaptation Seed Fund, he minced no superlatives. "You're the engine," he told me on a call from the ferry to Harlingen, where he'd gone to look at a marina project. "I'm the track, put your train on me and we'll get there." Later, in an email on 2nd September 2024 at 10:42, he wrote, "If this hits, you'll own the tech. We'll license implementation. You'll be on every panel. If you go hunting for red flags, you'll find them, but by then you're invested in the hunt, and that means you're already lost." He was a discloser without disclosing. He'd tell you about his chaotic ex and burnout at 32, about the years he'd wasted in consulting at a firm in Frankfurt with a glass staircase that made you feel like you were climbing out of your body. Full story in the channel below.